If I may judge by the way that your eyes are following me, Master, I would say that our little ritual was completed successfully. Yes, I would say that as incredible as this ritual was, any credit that I receive for my part in it is due to your good instruction. However, as you know, the ritual is not yet entirely complete, as you do need a form to inhabit. At this point in time, you only inhabit the aura of magic that you have left behind, and the eyes that I have bestowed upon you. Through some enchantment, I have made it such that you can still hear my words, so that I may be able to communicate with you in a way that is more effective. But now that you are in your new existence, I would like to speak to you about what sort of form you would wish to take now. As far as I understand it, the last time we spoke, before the ritual was complete, you wished to still inhabit a human form. Is that accurate? Yes, it seems that your telepathy still works, so worry not about communication. Yes, I do believe that continuing to inhabit a human form, at least for the time being, would best serve your purposes. Do they remain the same? Good. I was hoping that your goals and your wishes would not change with your new existence, and I am glad to see that I was proven correct. So, a human skull. This is one I generated myself. As you know, I'm quite talented in transmutation, and I was able to create one based off of some of the residual magic that you left behind in shedding your old form, as well as some natural ingredients, such as that of bird feathers, which have lended your new skull with a new and improved lightness. So easily held, it will be no issue at all with your new muscles to move. Any changes to the size or shape of the skull can be done exactly as you wish. And we will be doing other more simple modifications, like changing the color of your eyes, changing the color of your hair if you choose to have any. Do you wish to have the same set of teeth? Or do you wish to have one modeled in a way different than normal humanoid teeth? You can actually have them shaped more like a vampire or a werewolf, if that is what you so choose, or more like an animal, like a vicious mongoose or a serpent. Yes, let me show you exactly where I modeled this set And you can let me know which teeth you would like me to modify. Yes. So, this is the set that I modeled with. As you can see, it's a standard human set. However, each one of these teeth can be changed however you wish. Let me count them down. Once I reach a tooth you would like me to change, simply communicate with me, and you can describe the changes that you would like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, an interesting choice. Tooth 19. And how would you like that changed? I see. And would you like the set of your jaw to be the same? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. That makes sense. So, we ended on 19. Let us move forward with 20, 21, 22. Yes, yes. I figured to make it symmetrical. The same change. In your infinite wisdom, I see the design starting to sprout. 21, 22, 23, 24. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, and 19. Are those the ones that you would like to change? Yes, yes. No problem at all. Now, I'm not quite sure if you recall, but you bestowed this rock upon this very temple before you passed, progressing onto your new form. This housed your magical energy, the one through which you are communicating me now. So this remains simply an empty shell at this point. I would like to know what you would like me to do with this. Yes, some colloquially call it a soul gem. However, as your soul is no longer in it, the value is more in its sentimentality. Well, I do remember that in your other form you enjoyed quite a bit of decoration, ornamentation of your body, jewelry, tattoos. Is that still the way that you would like to present yourself? In which case, I think that the soul gem could have a kind of meaning if you were to turn it into a piece of jewelry to wear now. Sort of almost having a locket, but a locket that is empty, and a locket that once housed a version of yourself. Yes. Yes. I'll let you think on that one. So, after the teeth and the skull come the eyes. Now tell me, for your eyes, would you like eyes in the color that they were before and as they are right now. Or you could choose a different color entirely. It would be an application with a brush, but one in which I would be enchanting the brush as I used it to allow it to change the color. We can experiment however you'd like. In fact, what you choose now doesn't have to remain that way. Interesting choice. This is the brush that I will be using today for your eyes. Don't mind the shape. Although it looks a little bit large for the surface area I will be working on, I'm quite confident in my abilities to stay within the lines and keep the color right where you want it to be. I will be enchanting actively as I work. So for a moment, if I could have a bit of silence. The color, I will be doing the brushing of the eyes, which will be doing the color change, doing the color change with the changes in the color with the irises and not the sclera. Simply the irises, not the sclera. Simply the irises and not the sclera. With these left eye. I start on the left, which is my right, and I enchant the brush as I work. I enchant it and I color the eye in. Only the iris, not the sclera. Not the sclera. And I change to the next eye. I change to the next eye and I color the iris and not the sclera, just the iris. And I stay within the lines with the brush as I change the colors. A color that is not forever, but may be changed in the future. A color that stays for now, that brightens the room, that glows through the darkness, the color that will match what it is needed for to give the aesthetic that we are trying to achieve. Yes. That looks magnificent. Your choice, as always, is incredible. Now, with your skull chosen, with your eyes changed, next to pick out is your hair. Yes. So, with your hair, perhaps you want to keep it on your skull as is. At this point, you are eyes and skull and maybe hair. We can apply the skin later. Don't you worry about that. And don't you worry about how the hair grows. We have gone far, far beyond that with our magics before. I just need to know, what sort of texture do you want to your hair? What sort of color? Do you want it long? Like how you had it before? Do you want to be able to run a brush through it? Do you miss the baubles that you had? Your silver brush? Your silver comb? Do you want this form to closely resemble the one that you had before you changed? Would you like a dark color? Dark blue, almost as dark as midnight? Or would you like something brighter? Something pink, something cheery that reminds you of springtime? Or perhaps it's not spring that you're looking for, but autumn, something dark and bright, and yet almost natural when the sunlight doesn't hit it. How has your style changed? There is so little we know about how the ritual might affect your mind. Your natural color before, well, I've never seen it. You always kept your hair dyed. Was it something like this? Or perhaps something like this? I would have been interested to see exactly how you would have dressed yourself before. Throughout time, all the time that you have now. Perhaps something blue, but bright. Well, I suppose you do have time to change it, if you so desire. In the meantime, maybe something classic. Maybe something like a silvery color. Yes. Let me change your hair to that silvery color. It's streaked through with colors now. Now I make it all silver. Make it all match with the color of your eyes and the color of your hair and your skeletal form. You make quite an imposing figure right now. As far as I remember you, that was always what you wanted to do. Create something imposing, something that truly displayed all of the strength you have. Yes, we can forgo the skin completely if you like, but in the meantime, let me show you some of your old jewelry. See if any of it still appeals to you. You liked your rings the most. Maybe that's why you have so many. Even those that broke. You never got rid of them. This was the most delicate. If I remember correctly, it was the one that you first received once you completed your apprenticeship in necromancy. The first item of jewelry that you bought with your own money. And this was the first soul gem you ever created. It was meant to house that of a beloved pet. However, you couldn't bring yourself to complete the ritual on a creature that couldn't understand. And so, your beloved is still here. Oh yes. Now, this one. I remember this one. this one, a one-eyed owl, one that closely resembles the form that he once had. Yes. Is it coming back to you now? The unfortunate accident that led to the loss of your eye. I believe it was part of the reason you decided to obtain a Lich form. However, for the time being, I think that it helped achieve that intimidation quality that you were looking for. And this one isn't one that I see. You don't want to talk about this one. Jewelry can be quite private and quite special. And now, with your skeletal form, I would believe it would be no issue to bestow all of your former rings onto your body, and no issue returning the necklaces around your neck. Now the only thing left to decide is how to robe yourself. But for the time being, I think that we're getting somewhere.